Alright, what's poppin' YouTube? My name is TopShot at Time, and today I'm actually going to be debuting my very first YouTube video on this channel. And in this channel, we're going to be talking about something very new, very interesting to anybody who's been interested in the blockchain network, interested in cryptocurrency, interested in trading, trading cards, specifically in this case NBA trading cards, or anybody that just wants to make money itself. And so anybody can get into this. Anybody can join it if they're new, even if they don't know anything about basketball. And what essentially we're going to be looking at today is called NBA TopShot. So first question you may have in mind, of course, is what is NBA TopShot? NBA TopShot is basically a digitalized platform in which we can trade cards, like NBA cards. In this case, they are called moments, and these moments are officially NBA licensed videos of certain highlights of any player in the NBA performing a specific move on the court on a specific date. We'll be looking into examples of that very shortly. So again, NBA TopShot is a joint business adventure between Dapper Labs, so it's created by Dapper Labs and partnered with NBA. And it's basically a revolutionary experience that will allow people to own these unforgettable highlights and become collectibles that you can own forever. And it will be an actual highlight of a video. So let me just give you an example here again. So we have here on this case LeBron James, December 22nd, 2020. This would be a dunk. We have numerous genres of each different play they can do, whether it be an assist, whether it be a three-pointer, steal, things like that. The list goes on. And then here we'd have the collection right under, and this collection would be base set series 2. We will be having another video as well going over sets and like the importance of it and how they can affect the value of the cards as well. Why is NBA TopShot the next big thing in the blockchain network? Why is NBA TopShot the next big thing in the digitalized world? Basically, that is a fact just due to the fact because we are minimalizing a very common issue that we would not have in NBA TopShot versus trading actual physical trading cards. What would that be? So let's say, for instance, we have a trading card that's worth $100,000. Let's look at Pokemon cards. So let's say I have like a crazy. I know that there's that crazy chart, so that sold for like $100,000, some shit like that. I don't know, but yeah. Let's say we have a card worth $100,000 and we have like a scratch or a bends or something. Not to say anybody who is a part of that trading card world would let that happen, because we have things like sleeves, things to protect cards and things like that. But let's say we had someone who had such a valuable card, they didn't know that, and then they found out it was still valuable in the future, but they had a scratch on it, but it was bent, but it was creased. That $100,000 card now maybe drops to a value of 10K or maybe 1K. So let's say you're losing 90% of the money you could make just because you have a small crease or something like that. It's absolutely absurd. But now we have been introduced to this digitalized world of NBA TopShot where we don't have to worry about something like that. This is something that it's all on the digitalized network. It's all on the blockchain network. So what we want to be looking at now in terms of the specific cards is, obviously we want to know is how can we get moments. So moments are what we call cards in this case. So I'll be proceeding with the rest of the video as calling these moments, because this right here is a moment itself. Is a moment itself. So how can we as consumers acquire moments? How can your regular Joe get moments? So the only way to get moments right now in NBA TopShot is via the packs. So in the packs, they have pack drops, the same as you buying like a physical trading card pack, and every pack has certain players in it. And packs range from $9 to $230. What affects the price of the packs is essentially, the quality of the highlights, the stardom level of the player, and the exclusiveness of the card. Because once you purchase a pack, the highlights will go into your encrypted, secure wallet, which I have right here. You have your collection, so very secure. And there you can actually go and resell it on the marketplace for money, and you could actually flip it and things like that. So again, you can only get your cards through packs or the marketplace. So marketplace, I'll actually open that over here. So we'll actually take a look at the marketplace right now. So let me just load up the marketplace. So the marketplace is it is a free market. Anybody can sell any card or any moment for however much money they want, regardless of the actual market value or the market price. You may find like a dummy who just buys your horrible card for I don't want to talk any shit about certain players, but they might just pick up a random trash card or trash player and want to sell it for like $20,000, and maybe some dummy will do it. I mean, I've seen it happen. It's pretty crazy, but it will happen, and you could go ahead and try to finesse people if you want. That is definitely not me though. So in terms of the marketplace, we see here, we got a Joel Embiid jump shot December 26th, yada yada yada. So we see things like we have common cards or moments, we have common moments, we have rare moments. Obviously, we could see here there's a quite the difference in value. So these are the lowest ask prices. Lowest ask meaning out of the amount of moments made for that specific highlight itself or date. There's that is the lowest price you could buy one for. So let me actually just open up an actual moment itself so we can actually take a look at all those important numbers here. So what makes cards important, or what makes the moments important? And how can we know which moments are valuable and which moments are not? So first things first, let's just use this LeBron James as an example here. We have the lowest ask price, 449 USD. So that would be number 5,310. Once we open that, we can actually see like the free market available for this LeBron James moment. So we could see we have a LeBron James here going for $5,000, one for going $499. So again, just to go back to my point, anybody can price at anything they want. But how do we know what can be priced at? How we can price something, and what are the most valuable moments to be priced at? The most valuable moments for any card is always going to be the number one serial. So what are the serials, you might ask? The serials are these numbers on the left. So the serial is the order in which this moment was minted. In terms of regular trading cards, that would mean printed. So printed essentially means, or minted in this case, would mean how many of that card was made. So let's scroll down here. We see 7,500 edition size. So what does that mean? Let's go over the little I here. So the total number of this collectible that can exist. So this is an LE, so a limited edition. LE is always going to be a card that says edition size. And when we were looking at the marketplace, you saw the LEs there as well, if you do recall. So that means that there are only ever going to be 7,500 LeBron James dunks December 22nd, 2020 ever made. And why this is important is because if you have one of these, you have one of 7,500 that can ever be made of this LeBron James on December 22nd. So how you can know that you have the most valuable one is the lower the serial number. Just due to the fact that, let's say, again, the most valuable one would be the number 1 serial number, the number 23 serial number, because that would be his jersey number. So the jersey number is also one of the most valuable moments you could own on any player, as well as the number 1. And sometimes as well, the very last moment ever made, because it's the final one to ever be minted. In this case, it'd be, we see here, number 7,500 is going for 7.5K, whereas we have a lowest ask of 449. The next highest, then we have 12.5K up here, 22.2K, and so on and so forth. So again, main takeaway here is if you really want the most valuable cards, you want to have the lowest serial, because that is the order in which it came out. If we have the number 12 here in this case, that would be the 12th LeBron James dunk, December 22nd, 2020. Well, number 8, sorry, ever made. So that's how we know. So essentially, you want to find out how you can acquire the lower serial card numbers, because those will go up in value. Those will hold the most value for you. So that's how you can yourself make the most money. So in this case, we have the 7,500 edition size. So that's the LE. We want to be looking at, if we look at the next card here, we have another LeBron James. This is LeBron James. It's a disgusting three-pointer. I'm sure if you guys have been watching recently, you did see this in the game, the Rockets game a couple weeks ago, January 12, 2021. The three-pointer, the look back, he knew it was going in. It's absolutely insane. So everybody gets amped in the corner. But yeah. So main takeaway here now, we're looking at a card that now has 240 USD lowest ask price. So now we're looking at these two different LeBron James, and we're wondering, of course, why is one $200 more on the lowest ask? Main reason being this LeBron James, it is from the same collection, base set series 2. This one is actually, though, we can see here 15,000 plus circulating counts. So 15,000 plus circulating count. Let's go on the I here. So the number of this collectible currently minted, this number may increase in the future. So the circulating count essentially means that, yeah, so even though we have 15,000 available currently that anybody can own, they will, NBA TopShot still has the ability to perhaps make more of this card. So next week we may have this LeBron three-pointer January 12, 21 moment increase to 20,000, which means there could be 20,000 available for people to own. So this right here shows the discrepancy in rarity. So we know that this one may increase to 20,000, but at this current moment it's already at 15,000, whereas this one there's only 7,500 ever made, and that's the only amount that will ever exist. So that is that right there is why we have such a difference in the value of price. So this is more valuable because it's rarer. So I would hope you guys get the gist, of course. And on any moment. You can always scroll down as well. You can actually look at the top sales for the most recent sales. So we have one that sold for 5,999. That's the number one top sales. Number 24. So you can see here we have number 15 going for 3,000. So of course this guy got a steal. So this right here, this is an example of how you can actually flip. This guy bought number 15 for 3,000. We can see here someone bought number 24 for $6,000. Just because of that, this guy could potentially go and flip this $3,000 right now for 6,000 because someone has been open to purchasing a serial number of lower value, number 24, because it's a higher serial. It was the 24th made versus the 15th made, for double the price. So this is a very quick example on how flipping could be easy and how you can use recent sales history to know that you can flip a card essentially. And I will be making a video as well on how we can actually flip cards very, very easily. How to sift through the market and find good deals, find steals you can invest in and hold on for the future. So there will be a video on that because we are essentially here. This channel is here for everybody to make money, everybody to get information on NBA Top Shot, get everyone knowledge on NBA Top Shot, and hopefully we can all make some money together. That is essentially the goal. So just to wrap things up, I would hope this is like a very good general understanding of what NBA Top Shot is. It is again something that you do need to do some research on, but anybody could hop into this. You do not need to know shit about basketball. You literally just honestly you can just look at numbers. Me just starting, I know about basketball. Don't get me wrong, but just in terms of like quick flips that I've done, I looked at cards, just looked at numbers and looked at current value price, look at the market values. So for example, you could find a card that in this case, this is just a very, very quick example again, 4996 number serial for $700, and we have 5014 for 850. I could go ahead and make this one 850, and I'm matching the one under me when they're literally charging more, when their card is worth less. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Because the serial is higher. But yeah, I very, very hope everybody enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, you could drop in the comments below. Any suggestions on any video that I should make next, feel free to let me know. And I will be continuously dropping information. I will be continually dropping videos. And I hope we can all make